So I decided, for shits and giggles, I decided to talk about my headcanon for Reverse Falls. Now, Reverse Falls is pretty much the fan-made alternate universe revolving around in this it's basically mirror universe. If you've seen, Justice League Crisis on Two Earths, or, the Star Trek episode Mirror Mirror, then you know what this enthralls. But my headcanon, you see, what I found interesting is that with Gravity Falls AUs, there's, certain rules. I break those rules. Because, you see, in my version, the Gleeful twins, not the Pines twins, as they're known as, are a little more darker. They're monsters in every capacity, in every form of capacity. And I want to talk about some of the, not just their character, but also some of the how I kind of interpret the reverse AU in my continuity. So, in this continuity, let's talk about Dipper Gleeful. Now, Dipper in this continuity this dude is, imagine, if you will, the intellect and cunning of Thrawn, of Grand Admiral Thrawn, mixed it with the brutality of Wilson Fisk from the Daredevil show. Just kind of imagine that kind of monster. That's Dipper Gleeful in my version of the reverse AU, and the Reverse Falls. Now, Dipper in this continuity he's quintessentially the ruler. He's like the unspoken ruler of Gravity Falls, and calls himself and is known as the kingpin of the Northwest. He literally has a criminal empire that he tends to. Mostly because he's won this, he's ascended so high in the criminal ladder is because of his psychic abilities. Whether it be mentally pulling thoughts out of people, driving them insane by putting thoughts in them, telekinesis, by throwing them out of windows. There's nothing, if he can think it, he can kill it. He can kill them. He can kill someone or drive them insane. So, yeah, he in a matter of a few months after gaining his power, rather than do something good with it, he literally decided, you know what? I'm gonna go make a criminal empire out of this. And that's what he did. He fashioned a criminal empire in the entire Northwest that stretches all the way from literally all the way to Seattle, from Washington, the state of Washington, all the way down to southern parts of, the northern parts of California, and stretching all the way out to Colorado. Literally, a huge chunk of the entire northwestern regions belong to him. And in the stories, he's usually trying to get his way into Las Vegas and, creep his territories into Nevada. So, yeah, he's very young, but he has, like I said, Thrawn and Fisk and the Kingpin put together. Cold, ruthless, and God help you if you piss him off even the slightest, because he will just unleash a level of brutality that, would make even the Joker shudder. And to show, that I'm not kidding, let me tell you about a story I kind of wrote out revolving around Dipper when someone crossed him. Now, in the reverse universe, everyone, even though Gravity Falls is his home of operation, and yeah, there is a mayor there and everything. Yeah, Dipper's still the king. You still have to obey him. It's his town, literally. And everyone has to work for him in some capacity. Well, Robbie in this continuity, who is a little more nerdier, and he's Dipper's accountant. He's Dipper, or as we now know, his real name is Mason. He's Mason's accountant, and he got the not so bright idea to steal some money from Mason. Well, Mason didn't like that, and the reason why Robbie in this continuity, who's a bit of a book nerd and very good with math, and also a pregnant Tambry. He wants to run away with her out of the, and leave the entire Northwest region away and get away from Mason after stealing some money from him. Well, unfortunately, you can't really steal from a psychic and get away with it. So, But Mason's a nice guy. Mason, wanted to prove that he could, be civil about it. So he came to their home, and to show there's no hard feelings, he told Robbie and Tambry a joke. And if you've ever read Grant Morrison's Arkham Asylum, A Serious House on a Serious Earth, then you know that not only the joke, but you probably know how this probably played out. Yeah, not so well. So, yeah. So, Robbie, quintessentially, he got the joke. Oh boy, did he get the joke. And yeah, he, Mason, Dipper, however you want to call him, in my version of Reverse Falls, he's cold, he's ruthless, borderline psychotic at points, and derives pleasure out of inflicting pain on others. Not afraid to use guns either, not afraid to put a bullet in someone's head, but he has a little more fun either cutting them up with a knife or psychologically tormenting them with his powers. He'll implant memories of things that you didn't even think were possible. He'll take away memories or or psychically shut down parts of your body, like he'll make you blind with a snap of his fingers, or literally mentally lobotomize you, or something of that nature. Or he'll just keep playing with you, with his telepathy and telekinesis for weeks until he gets bored of you, and then he'll just wipe you out and the rest of your family. Nobody questions. Nobody questions the kingpin of the kingpin of the Northwest. Nobody. So that's a bit about Dipper in this continuity. Mabel is a little more psychotic. She's a little more reserved, but she can be psychotic, and she's a lot more promiscuous. She enjoys tormenting Gideon and Pacifica, who in this continuity are the good guys in these stories. She enjoys not only she not only enjoys tormenting them more than Dipper does, who he's got a whole criminal empire to run with. Why the fuck he should care? She enjoys a bit more. She enjoys sexually harassing them, and even to the point where her and Pacifica in this continuity have a sort of Joker Harley kind of relationship. It's a Joker Harley type relationship, and it's very brutal. It's a very brutal kind of form I've written. Yeah. Just kind of imagine if Jared Leto's Joker got to do more in Suicide Squad, and I think that will answer it. Yeah. So, also in this story, Stan's spineless. He's very generous, but like I said, everyone bows down to the king. Everyone bows down to the king in this continuity. Wendy in this continuity is kind of like Vanessa Fisk, where she's very power-hungry, and she's attracted to power. She's very attracted to power, and she's very loyal to Dipper. And she's also got blood on her hands. She actually gets off on killing in here, and yeah, like I said, she's in this continuity, she's attracted to Dipper on the grounds of he's very powerful, he's very stoic, and sometimes she allows him to inflict pain on her when he, because, yeah, she enjoys, she's kind of a sadist. So yeah, there's a bit about that. As I tell you guys this kind of headcanon, I never realized how dark I can be, how possibly dark I could be. So yeah, I kind of figured I'd chat a bit about my idea for a few ideas I'd have for Reverse Falls. You may be wondering, what about everyone else? What about the other characters? I didn't really write out much for the other characters, other than I kind of kept true to most Reverse Falls ideas. Making Pacifica and Gideon like, of course, how Dipper and Mabel are in the actual show. But I decided, you know what? Because when you really think about it, when you really give it some thought, Dipper and Mabel, if they went to the dark side, these two would grow up to be horrible, like almost like two Lex Luthors, if you really think about it. Yeah. Anyway, So you guys tell me, what do you guys think of my version of the Reverse Falls AU? Do you guys like it? Do you guys hate it? And what are some of your ideas for your own Reverse Falls stories, if you've had any? Always curious to know what you guys have come up with. And you guys tell me, do you guys like these ideas? Do you guys hate them? Just comment below, let me know. And once again, I hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.